guys, Olga today with you, and today's video is about dating Ukrainian girl as a foreigner. This topic is highly requested in my channel, that's the number one. And second, that there are quite some things changed, so I would like to describe you what's the situation nowadays. Things changed so much since the war started, and it's actually very logical because in general in Ukraine we have kind of classic traditional family model where man is the main provider and woman is the one who is also working. We're not sitting at home, but still we consider that man, he always need to earn more than woman, he always need to do more than woman, he always need to do more hard physical things than woman, and so on, and solve problems as well. And since war started, so many families were put in so many challenges. So first, some women, they had their man drafted and she appears to be alone and she needs to manage all the things by herself. This is hard, but if she still remain in her home, if she still remain in her country and there are her friends and relatives around her, this is not such challenging. Even it is challenging anyway, but not such challenging like the second part. Women who fled Ukraine. So women who fled Ukraine, they actually go totally to new countries that they probably maybe never see. They don't know foreign language. They don't know anything in these countries. And they are totally alone. They don't have friends, relatives, or anybody, and the husband as well. And they had to manage their life totally alone from zero, you can say. And many of these women, they also have a child with them, which is putting extra pressure and responsibility. I can understand that many of them were put in a very hard situations where after she overcome all these things, she decide maybe I don't need my husband. Not she decides she don't need her husband, but you know, in all this way there will be always a lot of fight, a lot of hard times, and not all families can survive. We have high divorce rate now, a lot of other things which I'm gonna tell you now. If there is a single woman and she want to meet a man, where she need to meet him? So nowadays in Ukraine there is very crazy drafting techniques where they literally taking man out of the street and he can be taken to the army and so on. So men try to not really go outside a lot of times. Second thing, men and women, even if they are somehow starting to build relationship, some of them, they don't see the future. So they don't see how in future they can build this relationship, what they need to do in future. Because if you will get married now and you will get a kid and you are living and he can be taken tomorrow again to army, or he may die or whatever, so he will disappear. It's also very not clear how to build family, not for men, not for women, which is also somehow making some troubles in relation. The third thing, that actually living under all this continuous stress in Ukraine during this is the third year already. It's not easy, guys. Even when I'm coming to Ukraine, I'm coming for 2 weeks and coming back, and I know that I'm, you know, it's like hit and run. So, you know, it's dangerous. And when I'm in Ukraine, I'm reading the news that, oh, Russia is preparing some crazy attack, and it is scary, you know. For me, for example, it is scary because the things that I'm hoping while I'm living outside of Ukraine, that it will happen at least after I get out. But what about men who cannot go out even? So that's where he is, and he will not be allowed to get out, and he's living under this pressure that first he can be hit by rockets, second he can be drafted to army, third he can face unemployment because for sure economy our is not booming under the war, and all the things is making the things very complicated in general for personality. And you can imagine how is it to have a relationship with such man who is always into all this stress and pressure, and women also under stress and pressure. But I believe for women, maybe while they can go out, they can have somehow they feel that they have a back door, while the men cannot go out at all. I'm not sure, but that's also the problem. And so many women, they start pinpointing that for them it became much easier to date a foreigner, because foreigners, they are totally out of this box, they are not under pressure, they're not under stress, they are happy. So if you will date a foreigner, first you have chance that you will go out of Ukraine because it is in the war and we don't know when it will finish, and you can live very normal life outside. If you're already outside, you can just date somebody local who is in your country where you are outside, and you will make life easier for yourself. And if this is a woman which is not tied to anything and she's in Ukraine, she also don't mind to date the foreigner and then at the end leave Ukraine and so on. So that, guys, for you is a good thing and a good point finally for foreigners, because I believe now it's the best ever chance to find Ukrainian women first, because they are spread it worldwide. There are so many in US, so many in Europe, everywhere. They go to so many places and they keep traveling, and they are now more open to date a foreigner. It's even somehow more safe, you can say. How you can meet Ukrainian girl? First, you can search for Ukrainian communities, look where Ukrainians are around, go to Tinder, because many Ukrainians are still there in your country. You can still somehow, but yeah, in Tinder it would be hard. Second, you can go to the dating websites. For example, many times I recommend you Ukrainian Brides Agency. During the war, they already have many couples which get successful and they got engaged and got married. So guys, the link is in the description, and if you're really interested in online dating and then offline meetings and maybe further marriage, then don't forget to check Ukrainian Brides. And the third, try social media. You know, there are so many Ukrainian girls still in social media. It's more long compared to the dating websites, because not always you can find the one that you really need or the one who is looking for a relationship. But it's free, it's easy, you have plenty of pictures, you can see the life of the person, you can tailor somehow your friend request where the welcome message which you're writing, and everything could be successful. So guys, that was all for today. I hope my video was interesting, and write me your thoughts. What do you think about it? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the notification button, and see you next time.